Start here. Because I want to thank my sponsor, Card Kingdom, before we head into this draft. CardKingdom.com is where you can go to find everything you need for all of your Magic play, whether it's supplies, the individual cards you need, you just want some product, some boosters, some commander decks. They have cool things like the starter cubes. You can get a starter cube from Card Kingdom and start building your own cube. To give you the final chapter in my saga of trying to save money by not using Card Kingdom, I had to acquire a bunch of cards because I promised a bunch of cards to someone in exchange for a trade. You know, I was trading them for this stuff and they wanted these cards, and so I was going to get the cards from the world. And mostly I got them from Card Kingdom, but on about 25% of the cards, I found some prices that were a little better and thought I'll go for it, and it was all miserable. It was such a waste of time, of my time, that I wish I had just, because my final piece of the chapter, there was one final card that was missing. In my 18 orders, I had gotten 17 of them. The 18th one came in. My address was scrawled on it in gigantic chicken scratch. It looked like, I don't know, maybe I was working with a 6-year-old. Like, it could have been a young entrepreneur, which would be great. It could be someone with terrible handwriting. Anyway, the card was way late and not near mint. So I immediately went to Card Kingdom, bought a near mint copy of the card that I had been waiting forever for, and now I have yet one more return to deal with. I am going to use Card Kingdom next time. Sorry, Card Kingdom, for forsaking you over a few bucks. It was wrong. It did not save me any money at all. It just cost me money and time, and I'm really mad. But I learned my lesson. Thanks, Card Kingdom. All right, we got a field for the gems. We've got a murder for the quality. Rapacious Dragon is also great. Silverback Shaman is kind of your pushed green common. They seems like they try to have a pushed common in every color. So like I would say it's, although black kind of has two, I'd say Murder and Thief are, but a Thief can be a liability if you're behind, right? But Murder is just kind of always good. So it's kind of like Murder, Shaman, the 2/1 flyer that draws a card on ETB, Cloud whatever Seer. And then what are the other ones? We'll see them, I'm sure. Oh, like, anyway, I'm willing to take gems here. We don't know we're going to be in black. Murder's a tempting pick. We don't know what colors we're going to be in. Let's take some gems. You can take this Murder, though, or this Thief, or this Elemental. That's what leaps out at me here. This is a nice combo if you're in Elementals. Oh yeah, thank you for draft view reminder. You want the Elemental? I don't think I do love Elementals, but yeah, Murder's just the best here. Let's just take Murder. Here's why you can take Elementals, though. You get Risen Wreath and then get filled with regret. We're going to take this. Oh, man. Don't let it pass, right, Dionysus? Don't let it pass. Don't let it pass. We're Elementals now. So that probably means Crasher, which I like over the Paralysis. So, yep, we'll take Crasher. Wow, the Boreal Elementals are flying around. We'll take this one and see another Elemental go. But no, we're probably not even, you know, we were going to take Murder out of the first pack, and we took Gems instead, and got even the follow-up Murder to give us a little Murder regret, and now look where we are. Now we're like this. You know, that's why it's the disciplined thing to do, is to take the rare if you're a free-to-play limited-only player. And the free-to-play limited only, but if you are, it's hard not to do that. I've found Loaming Shaman the format is grindy enough that like this has been my the keep you from decking card, you know. But yeah, we're gonna take elemental. I just wanted to mention that shaman is rising a bit for me as a nice toolbox card to have. Like you have Loaming Shaman and the Raise Dead twice, and you have a loop that keeps you from milling from yeah. Here, we'll take the elemental though. My eyes caught this, and I was happy. Then my eyes caught this, and now I'm like, pick 7 Frost Links, cha-ching, doing it, happy dance, getting there, etc. We could take Healer of the Glade on the hope that we get another Risen Reef, which is when, you know, to follow Luis's advice, this is when this kind of card becomes playable, is if you get double Reef, then you can play literally any elemental you can. But yeah, I did the old start with the thing you don't want to take. There is that factor, but the ability to get red into the deck easy is nice, so we'll take Gift. Yep. You always like to be able to hit a third color in your elementals decks. Here we can take a Crab for ground defense, but I'd rather just take a Prismite on the chance that, for curve reasons, like we have no 2s yet, and it is a filter source. Like you hope not to play this unless you're running a Steel Overseer or something, but you can do worse if you really want that flexibility. You can take a Weaponsmith on some weapon hedging tech. Pup. No love for Predator as a finisher. Not when we're green-blue base. I mean, like if Predator were an elemental, sure, but we'll use Force Claw as a finisher or whatever. Yeah, it's either Pup or Weaponsmith, and we have no 2s but the Prismite yet. The Pup isn't really on theme. Yes, if you end up playing Overcome, it's fine, but you know, there's no inherent gotta play Overcome here. I'm gonna take the Weaponsmith, although one of the problems is, like, I just feel like you do the Weaponsmith plan and it really starts competing for slots in your deck in a very difficult to manage way. But it's got enough of an upside that I'm gonna, yeah, we'll take it. Dionysus is pretty obsessed with Card Kingdom right now. Yes, Dionysus, it's all as we go, and as audience increases, I can renegotiate with my sponsors to reflect the new audience size. Now, move on. Convolute playable, Wolfkin Bond playable, but neither exciting. I guess I'll take the Bond. I don't like either one of those very much, but they're both base kind of playable. Zephyr Charge has proven its strikeout home run status. You know, if it's if you're not aggro or not defending against the air or whatever, this does nothing and uses up a card. But I have seen it be the reason that a deck has won or you know, won a game. You know, it's won games for decks. So it's Anticipate is playable because the format is slow. We'll take it. I just wanted to talk about Zephyr Charge because it's such a polarizing result every time you play it. It's a polarizing card because of its polarizing results. Well, at least he almost let the last instance of the question scroll off the screen before he pasted it in again. Hey, the Loaming Shaman, of which we spoke, has come back. Great. Mystic Forge is gems, but this is different for me than Pack One, Pick One, where we don't know our colors, which is why, you know, I was willing to go for gems over murder because we didn't know we were black, and sure enough, we are not black. However, Pyromancer plus Elementals is pretty sweet, and she's worth splashing. So there's also Lavakin Brawler, which I hope wheels. There's no way Chandra will, but there is a chance that Brawler will. Let's take Chandra and seek out additional fixing. You don't even know what they pay me, Dionysus. They pay me $1 million a day, Dionysus. Can you believe it? Thanks, Card Kingdom. $1 million a day. In my head.
You ready? I'm ready. Let's do this.
This might be playable here, given we have a reef. Like, 2 copies of a reef is pretty good, right? Yeah, we get gems, and I think we actually play it. It's a little clunky, but I think I want to try and play this. Yeah, we're also not passing up much. Absolutely correct. Ooh, here's a very interesting pick, because we've got the off-color, on-theme brawler versus just thick power and toughness for 3 mana. This could wheel as well. This could wheel. Here's a bow that we're definitely gonna wheel the bow at the very least if we want it. All right, we'll take the big boy here. Yeah, we're not actually, like, if we look at our great blue is this, right? So we can, for example, take a Trailblazer and pivot towards base red. Or even splash this. We'll see. This doesn't make us base red necessarily either. It's just, but like, it gives us the option to say, okay, well, if we're going to get Outrage's pick 5, then yeah, we're now pivoting towards red as primary. Won't get red pack 3, possibly. Yeah, you're right. We shouldn't expect it. But we're also, I mean, we can take, I mean, is the idea you want to take Winged Words? Because that's our other choice, right? Yeah, that's the, like, if we really think that, and, you know, maybe we say Risen Reef on 3 is important enough that we really want to try and be base blue. Yeah, Outrage is better, but if we think that our draft pile at the end of the draft will be better if we force our way into blue as a second color through pack 2 to get rewarded in pack 3, we could do that, because the blue was flowing the other direction, right? Yeah. But I think we can take this and still, like, if we take Outrage and the blue starts flowing, we can still do that. And if we even get a second gift, we can even still run the Outrage. Yep, Fiddles and I on the same page there. Jinx. Ooh, Evolving Wilds is really what this deck needs. Forced Claws, another big elemental. Scorp is fine down on the ground early, but Pattern Matcher, if we'd find another Risen Reef, that would be insano. Right now, we're not matching any patterns. Scorch is closing in on good, but we're certainly not taking it here. I think, yeah, I'll take the pack and move on. Definitely, there's a lot of playables here. But yeah, I think we're at Evolving Wilds here. We want to fix our mana. Matcher could wheel, and here, look at this. But now we have to just take Scorcher, right? I think we just have to go Scorcher. I saw the links first and was like, oh, pulled back towards base blue, and then, oh, maybe not. Wow. Want this badly, but take that. It came back for us. I don't think we're ever really playing a 3-1. Well, maybe we are. We're pretty absent 3s. Maybe we are taking this and possibly even playing it. No sideboards. We're best of 1. So I'm going to take the Berserker and maybe play it. We'll see. Look, it came back. All right, we got to fill our 2s, or just accept that our 2s suck, but I really like where this is headed. Was there a sailor? I don't even know what the sailor was. There certainly wasn't the meme sailor, or I would have snapped it, or did I ignore that? Spider, fine. Another shaman. We can loop our deck forever and ever. Spitter on chance of second reef. Season of Growth with double Scamping Scorcher is kind of interesting. I think we're in the right colors, but yeah, let's take. I still am not impressed with this, even with what we've got going on. So I'll take the growth. Sadly, not even much pressure to take something other than the rare. It does help fix. So this. You know, I found this to be a little clunky. This is just sitting around as a 1/2 a little too often for me to really like this card, despite how grindy the formats can be. But sometimes I've popped this guy to, 3/4, and then it's all right. But I think we take it here because of the lack of anything else, and it does help us fix. Yeah, good with wilds. That's a good point. Wilds does help us meet that threshold a little faster. Wow, this is weak. I mean, we can wheel this elemental. We could take it, but we really don't need to. This is going to wheel. So's this. We could take paralysis for removal since we seem to be pretty low on that. I think that's what I'm going to do. We're going to take paralysis and wheel the elemental. We have drifted away from heavy blue. We have one gift, and we are working on some other angles for fixing here. So I think we just take the elemental here, the flying one. Over there's several kind of French vanilla elementals here. So we'll take it. I don't think it's... Well, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to keep taking the best teamer elemental stuff I can find, and we'll figure it out. I mean, we can't be no green because we're playing the Reef, right? And here's a gift versus the Leafkin. What a tough pick. I don't want these in the same pack. Let's get Druid here and then gift next. Ugh. No, it's tough for me because I think it really helps us do Air Elemental. Like I want to play Chandra's Outrage, Air Elemental, and Shared Summons in this deck. You know, so this is very attractive, very attractive. But we're not going to just cut the blue. We might cut the Air Elemental. But yeah, I'm going to be disciplined. But you gotta see at least the attraction here. We can't play Air Elemental yet. Well, okay, now we gotta actually figure some stuff out, right? Because we could take Mutt if we were doing 3. We can take Lynx if we're base blue. You know, and what are we here? Maybe the Mutt gets us closer to Air Elemental, and I guess we have to be red. We can't pass up on the heavy support for this stuff. All right, we'll Mutt it. Hey! Oh, but look, jeez, now what? Oh, it's an embarrassment of riches kind of problems, which are the best, but a lot of complicated stuff going on here. Yeah, we could just take this and cut the Air Elemental and feel better about where we're at splash-wise. Spartan, thank you so much for that sub. I mean, yeah, we can cut that. We're definitely not playing this, but no need to worry about that right now. Yeah, we might get a pattern matcher that makes us happy about the Elemental. I'm going to take the Boreal Elemental. We might even find another opportunity to either wheel or pick up another gift, and we're getting there on fixing. And this makes me less sad about having to cut the air elemental if we decide we have to do that. Hey, now I think we can finally take it. I mean, I like the Scorp, but we can take this and kind of just get there. We don't really have the tools to be silly with this, do we? I guess we have Scampering Scorcher. That's pretty silly. What else are we doing if we do that? Frost Lynx is fun. That's kind of it. Yeah, Fire Elemental could be playable, but we're also going to wheel one. That's true. If we get the Reef out, then we don't even care what we're bouncing. We'll take the Portal, but I don't... Just because, like, we have... we're pretty thick at 5, and... don't necessarily need the Elemental. Don't think we're main decking Plummet, so we're not going to consider that, but we'll take a... we'll pull this to the board here. Unsummon maybe just better. I don't know. If what you're doing is replaying elementals, though, then not necessarily. I don't think we're playing healer, despite our synergies, nor... we're not playing any of these. They're all sideboard or off-color. We'll take gems. Yeah, I almost took the key for Vault Progress. Here's another Weaponsmith, but we're not going to play it. Maybe we'll take... but I'm going to say... you're playing... any chance of playing that Raptor? No, Raptor's not going to make the cut in this deck, so we're going to take more Vault Progress. Do we have enough 1 and 2 drops? We'll find out. I mean, we have not as many as we would like, but the format is... if this were Zendikar draft, I know I'm revealing my age. I know a lot of you have never drafted triple Zendikar, but it is the prototypical aggro format. This would be a terrible situation for Zendikar, but I think we're fine for this format. In fact, we'll take this. Any rares to craft? Also, let's see. We have... really, it's the mythic rares we need to keep an eye on. For us, so if you are expecting to 4x all of your rares, it doesn't really... like, it's maybe not even... doesn't even help much to come in and do the trick that we did yesterday of I was doing it by example more than anything. But if we're going to get 4x by the end of the format... it doesn't really matter where we drop our wild card balls into the, to fill up to 4x. And really, getting a 5th X sooner doesn't matter at all. But where that really matters is if you're not going to 4x by the end of the format, which is where we're kind of at with Mythic Rares. So Mythic Rares are going to be where we stock up wild cards and really use them to squeeze extra gems when we find a mythic rare we want to draft. And if you're going to be limited on mythic rares, you kind of want to do that with either, if you care about constructed, you should just make the cards you want. But if you don't care about constructed, you should be basically doing that with mythics you expect to take highly when you see them, basically is what I would do. You could stack up mythic for the next set, sure. If you were in a spot where it's like, well, it's towards the end of the set, and this mythic I'm about to draft, I have 1 copy of, and if I wanted to spend 3 of my wild cards, I could craft up to get to 40 gems. Maybe I'll just save them for the set that's coming up and find something I want to do there. I mean, sure. It's like it's all the dust of the system anyway. I don't want to oversell like the radical importance of this. It's just optimizing, right? And I think to that point, the question is, how many wild cards are you using at once to turn into gems? So like if you have the 1 mythic already, you're using 3 to craft up to 4 to get 40, and that's a lot. So investing 3 to get that 40 is a lot, and I would just try to find spots where you're only using 1 or 2 mythic rare wild cards to craft up to 4 and get those gems back. Anyway, let's finish this draft and play. So we didn't take any mythics, so I'm not even going to worry about the rare crafting here. We kind of crafted out our rares yesterday anyway, like we had Field of Dead, I guess. Eight cuts. Well, let's start with Prismite Season. I'll keep the Berserker for now, but not loving it. Oh, stop that nonsense. Just want to see my numbers. 29. Got this Bond. Got Feral for sure. I think we just cut the Loamings. We need to find cuts, and they're not on brand here. Maybe we could play one. You want to cut the Vorst? I guess we have our big elemental wind condition is in the air, not on the ground. But I'm clinging to the notion of Portal, but it may be a cut here. Such grown-ups in my chat wanting to cut the fun and put back in the responsible boring card. Yeah, Zinger wants to live the dream with me of portaling Scorcher with Reef out as we deck ourselves. Season over Portal. Well, Portal's out. I don't think we're playing Season. We have I mean, what do we have nothing we're targeting our own stuff with, so you're literally talking about a scry enchantment, and that's not worth it to me. Thank you. Go to deck building. I'm clinging to the Vorse Claw, but fine. I like a big beefy dude. Start making him sacrifice creatures every turn. Spider could go out as well. We are still at 18 creatures. We're playing 3 flyers. Yeah, I think you can talk me into cutting the Spider. Now we're in a little bit of a weird spot of like ramping to nowhere, but this is, I guess, just more fixing, and ramping to 5 isn't awful. It's not that tough. We have 2 straight outs to it. And with Scuttlemutt and Elvish Reclaimer and Evolving Wilds, we're going to cut a bunch of islands and still have a great shot of resolving the Air Elemental on time, even on 4. Well, if we could cut Air Elemental and like 1 gift, but we probably want at least 1 gift anyway is the thing. Consider shared summons as in cutting it. Well, we are finding bombs though. I can't wait to get Risen Reef and Scampering Scorcher with shared summons. Is Scuttlemutt better than Gift? Not necessarily if you're trying to cast Air Elementals. I do like having some quasi-removal, but we have sleep paralysis for quasi-removal. Yeah, I'm not thrilled about that either, frankly. This might be better removal than sleep paralysis in some respects. Rocket's got opinions. Also, we're just doing so much. It's hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards is beyond a splash anyway. So that's why I kind of want. I want to do it all. Yeah, you could splash Murder. That's the thing. 2 gifts. If it's Murder's not quite good enough, but if it were a creature that regularly created a 2-for-1, 3-for-1 type situation, you could absolutely double splash. And Reclaimer is yet more fixing though, Dionysus. I'm gonna keep the Reclaimer. I'm gonna keep it all. I think we're basically here. Like, if you have any last minute insistences, we can consider it, but I think I just want to try this. I wouldn't mind an invocation over something, but let's do it. Yeah, and we're gonna call this Dear Watson. No, we're not done with the land yet. We're gonna go like this, I think. That's 8 green. I think we want 9 green for the gifts and the Bronte. And 8. And this gives us 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 early sources of red. And blue, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 early sources of blue, but only 2 of those 8 cast the air elemental by themselves. If you don't get one of those 2, you need 2 of the other 6. Yeah, we could still maybe justify cutting an island, but I do like having, you know, just having that access early here. Some people are suggesting this. Anthor says, nah, you want 3 islands. Yeah, I kind of like 3 islands. I wouldn't get too hung up on like whether we successfully cast Berserker or Trailblazer on 2. This deck kind of starts at 3. And I just want to make sure that on 3, we're most likely to start getting everything we need in terms of color. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with the 3-5-8 on this and call this a deck. Or at least the start of one. We'll see how it plays. Show this stuff. That's correct. And that's correct. Okay. Yeah, if this format were faster, I'd be a little more concerned about this deck. But it's not that fast, so I think we can get there. You just draw Leafkin Druid every time. It's fine. Fine. Par, let's call it... I like this deck. I'm going to call it 3.5. I want to get 4 wins here before I'm happy. Not quite perfect, right? We can't cast Air Elemental yet, but we're obviously on our way, so this is fine. Can't cast this yet either, because we're not going to get red with that. Our opponent goes first. Maybe we'll draw a land that clarifies things even further. I'm going to yell at my dog. Hold on, please. I told him he was annoying sometimes. You think about that, Rocket. Alright, we've got our future Reef Shaman. Future I love the Reef Scorcher duo for this. Doesn't have any complex he didn't already have, Madman Quail. Haven't drawn a land yet, so we do need to find... We're turn away from that not going great. And we have to ask ourselves whether we want to just throw out Loaming Shaman here as a low impact 3/2. And I think the answer is yeah. It's not super exciting, but we'll even get our Evolving Wilds shuffled back in. That wouldn't be a bad draw. But yeah, we want Oppo's duels. But you can't... this is why I always say, you know, Loaming Shaman is like 75% a 3/2 for 3 that you grudgingly cast, and then 25% it does something really important for preventing death by milling and that kind of thing. No attacks. Also, really increases the card quality density when you do that at the end of things. Okay, we really want to... how about a mountain off the top now? No fair them getting started first. Alright, no mountain. And... let's see. If we shared summons at end of their turn, it's an instant, we get Reef Shaman and blah-de-blah, and then we draw a land. We still don't... well, we'll think about the blah-de-blah. I guess, yeah, in order to combat the Risen Reef, though, we're going to have to share some summons. And I'm going to attack. The Cutthroat isn't going to get bigger before their next turn, so it can the Leafkin Druid can block it, so we can attack with the Shaman. Oh, okay, great. That's fine, too. I mean, I guess it's whatever. Neither of us really cared about those creatures, is the bottom line. Brace yourselves. Do they scorch us before we scorch them? Okay. At least they only got one elemental out of that turn. And looks like they're done doing things this turn, so we'll go ahead and do this now. So, because that's the thing, we could get Scorcher and Reef, but we could also get Frostlinks and, like, actually cast something next turn. I think we just need Scorcher and Reef, though. Can't get Gift. Gotta get creatures. I'm gonna get these two. Well, now it is value if we can survive. I think we have to go for it. But seems pretty like, you know, we got to be ready that this dies and they kill ours before we get our super value. Our only other choice is to, like, play something else first, but then we're not even getting there next turn. So they could have shock, yeah. But again, we can't just not... yeah, we can put land in our hand, but then if we do that, it's not like double red does anything for us. But we'll do this. Let's reef it up. Drawing it and playing it doesn't really change anything. We have no spells to cast. I mean, I guess we could threaten to cast spells, but there was nothing that was going to happen. Yep. Here we go. If we can untap with a Reef in play, we're pretty happy, but I'm not expecting it. Expectation setting is important to avoiding Salt and Tilt. Like, it's very likely that Oppo has something to kill the Reef, and when they don't have it, you're like, yay, my Reef lived! And when they do it, you're like, yep, that is fully what I expected. Expectation setting is key to happiness. We didn't have any... oh, yeah, we had the... yeah, I know what you're talking about. I basically had the same question with and maybe it's right. I don't know. This is another kind of Ben S. Luis. This is what you were talking about. was it correct to go get that and make sure we got that extra value? Maybe. We're getting paid off for our greed, and I don't know if it's correct, but let's see. If we go... Still, we only have one red, which is a shame, but I'm going to go like this and like this. Oh, wait, no. You want to cast like that? No, you want all green, right? Sorry, I'm doing the hokey pokey on mana choices here, but this is what we want. Alright, they were holding that. And, well, at least our reef isn't dead. Should we have played around that? I guess I should have at least talked that through. I kind of just did it without talking it through. Because generally I'm of like, you just gotta do it. If you know they're gonna counter something. But we could have discussed alternatives. Like we could have sleep paralysis if we thought, but there's nothing that we want to do that to. So I don't like that play. We could have given them a worse creature though. Probably. Yeah, other creatures are good, but I think if we talking about optimal there, it was probably optimal to offer them a Thicket Crasher and then have Creeping Trailblazer mana up. That would have been a good alternative, right? I think that was the best play, given the open mana and knowing with knowing the importance of that card, and knowing that if they had the Bone to Ash, we would get the other one through. Probably would have been fine to do it that way, but now let's at least start with Trailblazer. See what we can do to try and win this. We got a bunch of small stuff. We could paralyze the Crasher, but we kind of need to do Crasher trigger stuff of our own. We can play our own Crasher. And if we draw that, we can play it untapped, but that doesn't really matter. But I guess we just draw it anyway, right? We can play a land this turn. That's doesn't matter, but that is technically correct. So let's improve our technical play here. Oh, draw and play Mutt. Well, we didn't do that. We played Crasher. Alright, Oppo's beating us to the punch, and we're probably going to lose to that. Hard to complain too much about your Oppo just stopping you from doing what you wanted to do and then doing it themselves. I think I really dislike some of their deck, like I don't know what's up with the Miscreants or how many they have. I feel like our overall card quality looks higher, but not on board. Hey there, Heishin. Is that how you want that pronounced? Heishin? That's how I see it. Hey, you say again like we've been doing that nonstop. Yesterday wasn't Teamer. I have the evidence. We are not Teamer only around here. We're just dead around here this time. All right. I'm kind of waiting to die and not really paying attention. I should figure out if there's any way for us to win this game. We're taking all the stuff up top. We need to make a trade down below, and the only real option is this and this. And we just have to hope. We can survive. The flying is, like, we need to get Flyer up in the air. So we gotta do too many things here. Too many things. Yeah, I could have blocked with a Trailblazer as well. Maybe that was a suboptimal block. Let's see. We have if we wait on the Druid, we have 2 from the Druid. So let's assume we can get 2 from the Druid. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana this turn, but only just so little of it is red or blue is the problem. Yeah, I think we need to start with the elemental though. Doesn't that make sense? Like we need a flyer blocker. And we're gonna decline so we can draw that and actually... Well, I guess I should have just put that in. No, but this helps. Yeah, because we can do this and get the mutt. Do this for some red. Maybe some blue. Go red. I got a countdown and no hours, so I gotta move. And we'll mutt this. See if that's enough. Yeah, gift gives us some life. Maybe it should have been gift instead of mutt. But certainly knew we needed the elemental, and we needed that down to give us double on druid. Alright, with 3 fairies, this starts to look a little better, but I still hate that, like, the first one is just terrible. Alright, they got us. Stumbled a little bit, and they did not. I do like their lands better than ours. Yeah, rough to lose to such fairy filler like that, but the key part of their stuff survived. We failed to get double red, got punished for our splash, and lost a game of Magic. I think we're fine. None of that one game and its result taught me nothing about our mana base to make me think that we need to make changes. It's simply one of the results of our mana base, right? And it's what we signed up for. We could not beat Outrage. Like, it didn't matter in the sense that Outrage was unbeatable to us, but if you want to, you know, theorize about what might have occurred sans Outrage, maybe there's an optimal line that was missed. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it mattered, but I'm not saying it was theoretically optimal. We'll keep this, though. We're 1 land away from gift and unlocking everything. Hector, you're yikesing this hand? This is perfect. We just need 1 land. Or we need our druid to survive. Land off the top would be amazing, though. That's really what we want here. Any will do. You can give me any land you want, magic gods. Not quite, not quite. We're going to throw this on the forest. I don't think it matters too much. What do you want to do instead, Dionysus? Lumbing Shaman is unimpressive when it's in your hand early, but has literally saved games for me in this very grindy format. All right, we gotta push now and get going before Oppo starts to do anything abusive with Portal. And I'm gonna just start with Air Elemental Beats. Fringe Keep, Hector. No, it was not. I'm sorry, but let's talk about that, man. We're in a 3-color deck with a bunch of 5s. We have 2 lands and a gift. We're 1 land away from unlocking everything. It's like exactly what we want. This is like, give me that every single time. That was not a fringe keep, it was an excited keep for me. Meanwhile, dead elemental. I don't know about main deck plummet and best of 1. I think if it's where you're weak, that's cool. I would expect blue to kind of have its own answers up there, but it's not, you know, it gets its man a lot of the time. A mull? Anybody mulling that hand, you should not be playing 3 colors then. If you can't keep Gift of Paradise, a forest, and 1 other land, then you should not be playing. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it was exactly what we wanted. I'm gonna do this. I mean, if you're gonna mull that, don't play gifts at all. Then because you're not playing gifts correctly, and your win percentage will go up if you just don't bother with this card. Then, which may be what I should do. I think I like gifts too much, maybe, but strong feels on that one, folks. Now we're gonna go ahead and Chandra and kill this thief. Double spell here. How would you double spell here? Oh, you wanted to double spell last time? Let's see. Yeah, I guess Chandra gets... We could start with the links instead. Or we could just accept that Chandra is a 4-mana kill the most important card, you know. Oh, double spell off Chandra? Because I want to kill the thief, that's why. You know. So let's do that.
I don't know what I'm doing here, but it's gonna be fun. I call my fists
And I'm going to keep the elemental back to make them use... If they want to take Chandra down a couple pegs, they're going to need to use their key. I don't know why you guys question my decisions. All you have to do is, I mean, 4 mana, target opponent loses the game, and you're like, do something else. I don't want to... no, there's an interesting discussion there about exactly what the optimal line was against an opponent who actually wanted to continue to fight, but we'll take the win.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Thank you, Cassius. I don't know, I think I've been interacting, haven't I? Well, we get to cast whatever we draw. Up against, looks like another Elementals deck here. I think we'll go Druid. Although that Blazer makes it a little tough here. I think, well, Druid blocks. Let's play the Druid for defense, if nothing else. This can't pump easily, right? Sure. Might get tricked, but we have lots of backup mana, so the Druid isn't actually super important. And there's a Scorcher that will help with their Spitter for sure. Now I'm trying to plot out the next couple of turns here. If we Mutt, we untap with 5, and we could Gift and Trailblaze. We could Trailblaze here and not spend all of our mana. Then we untap, and Scorcher's pretty good with the, if we don't trade this off, and then all these get plus power. So I'd like to play this before we play this. And maybe we just skip on our mana here and get aggro. If we Mutt here, all right, I gotta do something. Mutt and offer trade. Yeah, okay. Well, we can't Gifts and Blazer this turn. Oh, they have the mana, so they have the pump. We can trade for the Spitter, but we're about to have a bunch of other ways to trade, but we can't just take this, I don't think. So I'm gonna block. This is getting too aggro on us. We can't trade for Blazer. I don't know who's trying to trade for a Blazer. Read the card. He says, as a non-card reader, don't worry about it. I'm not being harsh. Oh, Oppo's being harsh, especially because we can't go Paradise into Blazer here. And I think we do need to... Well, we could... Doesn't really matter. If we're going to try to threaten to actually block... Well, the thing is they can pump and get to 3 here. If we want to threaten to trade all 3 of our Scamper tokens for their Trailblazer, we can play that and do that. But if they pump, they're only pumping... They're using their whole turn to deal 3. That's not actually that bad for us. I'm going to go... Island, Gift, and just gain. If they want to spend, if they do this, then we're worked over, like we're just toast. But we gain 3, and if they want to spend their whole turn pumping, that's fine. If not, we're just talking about a hill jump. Yeah, like that's actually good for us, I think. And now we can do both. Yeah, I didn't have... I was so close to end of rope, I couldn't do the mana math in time to decide Evolving Wilds or Island. So that was a time pressure punt, you could say. I know Dionysus would love to say that, but basically it was just like, I don't have time to work that out, so I'm going to be conservative and give myself the most mana. I kind of like attack for 8. Again, if they want to attack for 3, that's fine. Look, we're catching up. But yeah, I think in retrospect, the math showed we had extra mana, and so I should have played the Wilds. But again, I was just out of time to actually dedicate brain space to that problem. I needed to just do something. I needed to play a land and focus on the more important decision. Yeah, see, I don't like people saying, oh, attack with this, attack with that. It's like... No, Oppo was showing that all they had to do, their only play was to pump this. Like, we were in a good spot to do that. Let's go... Now we'll do the Evolving Wilds. Crasher doesn't even really matter. Let's threaten the activation here. It's almost a forced block on the Trailblazer, so they might have to do that. If they want to trade off for one of our 3 elementals from the Scorcher. That's amazing. Or if they want to eat one even, that's fine. Because, yeah, we get to go, like, they do this, we go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They go to 2. If they make this block, they go to 2. And I'm gonna put them to 2. Well, they might have, they could have an outrage, though. So it's possible we get blown out here. Like, the big blowout here would be outrage, right? I almost... want to just say, no, we're just going to take this. Yeah, I'm going to pass priority. We need to save the Trailblazer if they try to... Okay, now we can. If they're going to do that. Let's just take... Well, all we're adding is 4 damage, which we get from the Crasher. Yeah, no, we don't have enough mana. We only have 7. That was not a mistake. But I think we go board development here and add a Crasher as opposed to pumping. It's the same amount of damage, ultimately. Just a turn delayed. I didn't have the possibility of 2 pumps. If anybody's talking about 2 pumps, you're not looking at the board right. If we played Forest instead of Wilds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 is more than 7. Please, people. Even I'm not this stubborn about a mana count mistake. Now we can. No problem, Press. I pass you. You've now learned your lesson, and I graduate you to 2nd grade. What about Gift, Grothy? You still insisting we had 8 mana last turn? Well, if they're not certain how trample and protection rules work, they might be thinking it. And yes, that leaves us with red. Just making sure auto tap doesn't screw us, and it doesn't. All right, we came back and overpowered them. That's an interesting one. That was an interesting game, just because there were a lot of instincts there that I think were incorrect in terms of being very defensive and protective of our life total against their elemental instead of getting aggro. So if that was your mindset, keep in mind sometimes, even though you've been the control player all game, if the cards land in the right way, it can flip to you are aggro almost immediately. So be a lookout for those opportunities. Yeah, James. Huh, funny how trample and protection. Okay. Don't have our blue yet, but we have Bront into some other stuff if we get any land, so we'll keep this. Got the Scorcher, so we just got to find, let's see, how many blue sources do we say we had? We have like 3 islands, the Mutt, the 1-drop, and 2, we have like 7 blue sources. Wilds, 8. We have 8 ways to find blue. Is it for sure keep? I was just doing the math on how far away we were from blue. 8 in 33. Wow, cool. Get a 2-drop even. This guy's pretty underwhelming. Very much curve filler for us, especially being pro white. Nobody's playing white. Who plays white again in bot draft? You see it sometimes, I suppose, but kind of word has gotten around that white is the low color on the list, and we're seeing that in the kinds of decks we're facing for sure. Yeah, blue-white is solid. Blue-white is when I see white, you're right. Yeah, that's true. We can definitely use Scuttlemutt in combo if we get that going. Bag of Holding, love that card. See if they can find something besides Forest. I bet they're looking for a second color. Although we have seen people successfully find their way into mono strategies in the format, but usually seems to me they're probably just giving up on some power there. Yeah, the 3R non-flyers can't block sorcery is one I've talked about before, James, is like I haven't had the... Now we're in best of 1, it's hard to justify playing it because it is really best when you have when you know you're gonna have a board stall. But then it's a playable card. So yeah, I guess we're just brawling, and then we'll Scorch if we can't find islands here. Bronto could take out the bag, but right now I like Bronto as 3 power more than something stopping them from spending half their turn looting. Like if they're going to be in the bag, then we're fine with that. And they're now trading question mark? What are they doing? What are you doing with 1 green? I don't think you can do anything with 1 green. Oh, Might of the Masses, sure. Totally forgot that card. Still good though. If they have to use the bag here, we are in good shape. Looks like they are mono green. Well, now what? I guess if we Scorch, we end up with 1, 2, 3, 4. This becomes 6. 6 isn't enough to kill both spiders, so there's an argument for waiting to attack with Brawler until we have both Scorchers down, but man, I really want the blue. Where's our blue? We are 12 cards deep and haven't seen any of our 8 sources. That's a little frustrating. Variance is rearing its head on our mana base right now. But I think we start with... I mean, this is all we have, so we're going to do this. But I don't want to trade off the Brawler, per se, here, just for the Spider. Let's see if we get... Let's spike a blue source and have it change our plan, huh? That's what I would like to see. But this is going to get a little oppressive if we let it keep going. Hey, Mike, I keep forgetting to reach out to you about, or I just don't have, it's not that I don't forget, it's that it hasn't risen to priority to kind of sort it out. But Mike here runs many free-to-play accounts and plays nothing but limited. And my question to you, Mike, was if you play nothing but limited, what happens? I mean, certainly a free-to-play account can go on a bad streak and run out of golden gems. And when a free-to-play account has run out of golden gems, you just literally have to grind constructed or abandon the account. Do you abandon accounts that hit 0 and start new ones, or do you... I don't understand how you never play constructed unless your win percentage is just insano. So suggestions that I could use the Bront now on the bag. You can think about that. We can untap, though, I think. We can decide on untap. Maybe attack with it, and then if they block it. Board stays equal, but we can... If we get... Let's untap first, though. We don't need to decide. We don't need to use it. It would use our mana, but I think we can untap and decide. Their bag is tapped. Yeah, $5 for the starter package is good if you're doing free to play. I highly recommend that you find the $5. Okay, do we bail on the Reef Scorcher Dream and just get going here? Because we can play Scorcher and like literally attack with everything, and they do not have a great situation there. Especially with Bronto having 1 mana up to bag. Sima Dionysus. It's just a 3/2 for 3 that does some stuff. It's not worth hating. Yeah, now we'll draw Island, but I think we're putting them to a tough test here. So let's do it. I'm going to attack with everything. I mean, what are they going to do? How are they going to block this? I mean, they have mana, so the pump spells here could change how good or bad this combat goes for Oppo. But the Brawler's huge. And if they want to kill the Brawler, they need to put both spiders on it. And now we can at least kill both spiders if they make that double block. And if they want to try and take out the Brontodon with a double block, we get to sack it for the bag. Yeah, this is just great. They probably play... I'm... Oh, yeah, I guess... So we go to damage and we see what they do. All right, so let's see the math here. They get to 10... Yeah, I think if they're going to do that, we trade Bront for Feral. Yeah, we want to leave our Brawler around and win this combat. It's a big problem for Oppo. Boy, splashing ain't free, folks. I mean, you should still do it when it does the right thing for your power level, but man, it's a brutal thing. Worst draw on the deck, quite literally. If we attack with everything, they throw 2 wolves in front of the Brawler and 1/1 the others, and we get 4 through, which is not enough to be worth doing. So we shrug, sigh, and decide if we want these shuffled back into the deck. Probably the Bront, yes, or but not the other dude. into the bag with the land. Bag of lands. That's kind of what you want out of this thing. Quite a stabilization play, the old Howling Giant. Nothing like creating 3 bodies, 1/5/5 with reach to slow your oppo's roll. Our deck is laughing at us. We are 14 cards deep and haven't found a blue source. So still no. Oh, sure, yeah. It's quite a bag. And now we're just so sad because we're so far away from winning this game. I still think we can, and we're going to surely going to try, but it's gotten way out of hand. So bad for us. Eight sources is an amazing splash. Splash. We don't really have one more removal. Like, this is our removal. We have Chandra's Outrage, I guess. Chandra's Outrage, but the trouble is Outrage doesn't take care of the... and now we got 3 flyer blockers anyway. I'm gonna say no blocks for now. All right, finally. Jerk face land. We'll throw this on here. We could reef. We could, yeah, I guess we reef first and then try an elemental next turn. Yeah, three life, super relevant. And there's our other removal. So if they get frisky here, we could potentially do a lot next turn with Outrage and Paralysis. I was gonna say 8%. Really, this is gonna happen to me 8% of the time with 8 sources. That felt like that was a lot for that to happen. So I'm glad to hear we weren't that bad off. I'm gonna take this to. Wow, even more islands. Or more blue. Let's go play this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. So we can do Elemental Paralysis. We can do Outrage Paralysis. We've got 1 Hourglass. Let's figure this out. Do we have any kind of big attack we can make? We can get rid of 2 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blockers they have. We can get rid of 2 of them, giving them 6. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So only 2 things get through. No. I think we do need to attack with the Brawler, and we might have an Outrage play that saves the Brawler. Let's start with the Elemental. I like that. And I'm going to go like this, because if we go with the Outrage, we still have the mana for it here. Oh, did I screw up? Interesting. And what about just paralyzing the giant here? I guess so. You guys see a line I'm not locked into, so it's quite possible I'm... Oh, that was a punt. I was like, I'm just trying to... Let's go now with Brawler. Do you like attacking with a Brawler here? Because we can, if they double block incorrectly, we can really punish with the Outrage, which they won't be expecting, because obviously we probably would have used it by now. And this thing gets huge. Alright, so we should just do no and sit on the Outrage. Panther wants to attack. This is a tough one, folks. I'm going to say no attacks. I think I start attacking with the Brawler when I'm attacking with the Elemental as well. Mike attacks with the Brawler. Well, it doesn't. That's the thing. They would put 2 wolf tokens in front of it, and then we could Outrage, but I just don't think we necessarily want to use the Outrage for that. They keep doing that. It doesn't have trample. We could chump it. Blocking it. Block it, outrage it, block it, outrage it. Well, we gotta block and outrage it if we want to kill it. I'm gonna chump. Shaman and 2 tokens, is that worth it? I guess if our plan is Boreal Elemental, it's fine. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna do this, because then we handle the other 2 Reachers with Outrage, with Paralysis, and then post-combat Outrage. Are you kidding me? I guess I could have put more on it, but they had to have just drawn that, which is why I didn't bother protecting against that. So now we can decide whether we want to outrage. I think we now need to just outrage the giant. Or we can paralyze it, I suppose. But anyway, let's start, you know. We can outrage at the end of the turn. It doesn't really matter. We just have to decide here. But I think we needed that to die. So yeah, let's kill it. They got pretty lucky there. Come on. And well, I had my reasons for not doing it. We still were in a place where we could get wide enough to do some alpha stuff. No smugglers. But now we're going to go find what we do have, because might as well just play this. Yeah, let's go get links. I don't know if we can do it all. Let's see. 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can paralyze now and then summons end of turn. Yeah, we have a links. We can get another Boreal Elemental and a Lynx. Another Lavakin Brawler. We can't win this turn, though, right? So we paralyze now, and then... I don't think we could win this turn. If I'm wrong about that, okay. But my plan here is to shared summons at the end of their turn. Yeah, we have a trample guy. We'll take a look. Like, let's see. Here's we have Creeping Trailblazer, Elvish Reclaimer, Frost Lynx, Scuttlemutt, Thicket Crasher, Lavakin Brawler number 2, Boreal Elemental number 2, and I think our other elemental is dead. Oh, an Air Elemental. Yeah, we got to win through the air. I'm down with that plan. Trailblazer's interesting. Yeah, they have too much toughness to think that trample is going to be super relevant, I think. No smuggler. I listed literally every creature we could find. Trail and trample could be enough, you say? Crasher and second Brawler? I like Lynx Boreal. Either we're trying to do a big attack on the ground with Lavakin Brawlers, or yeah, I kind of like Lynx Trailblazer. Maybe I just did exactly the wrong thing. Again, I'm sorry. It's just there's not a lot of time. Not a lot of time. But here we get... Now that we've made that choice, Dionysus, shouldn't be too hard from here, although there are some complex attack decisions, I suppose. Then we do this. Let's go ahead and gain some life. Yeah, but the Blazer is hard to... Yeah, I think I probably did it wrong. I think I split the plan. I think there was the Flyer plan and the big Trailblazer plan, and I split the plan. I should have just picked one of the two. Do we send anything but that? They have... They're pretty tapped. I think we send the Brawler, too. Does all attack just win? I don't think it just wins, but it may be correct. Let's see what that looks like. Let's see what that looks like. Not that. If we did that, they get to eat exactly one of these, and then they can chump, or they can bounce with another. And then they just, whatever they're... I don't think it matters. No, that doesn't look good to me. The Brawler could go, but I don't like sending in the small stuff. Brawler just trades with 2 wolves, though. I'm just sending the flyer. Yeah, I pulled it all back to just the flyer. The Trailblazer is just so attractive because it pumps everything we've got, and it pumps itself to insane levels, right? That's why it's attractive. I'm not saying it was correct to end up where we did, but it looks like maybe we got away with it. But the redundancy of another flyer would have been more correct, I think. We got away with it. We got away with it, but that's why it was attractive. But then if you do that, you may as well get the Trampler and then use the trample plan. So yeah, well, it's still frustrating, Press, to have 20 lines and not take the one of the better ones. But that was a really interesting endgame, though. It's kind of maybe another. I'll make a note. I know I didn't follow up with the Ben on that first one, but that's a really interesting question. What package do you get there? What package of creatures to get at end of, what was that? Match 4? Game 4? And uptime 138 in. Okay. I think I may try to slice that decision up into something for Twitter or something, because that was a... Yeah, it looked like the bag was a misclick, right? There was nothing that made sense about that bag play from Oppo. All right, well, thanks for all your thoughts. It's a crazy thing trying to process all the complexities of Magic while a fuse is counting down, and many different opinions are scrolling across your eyeballs, but it's very fun. Thank you for hanging out. Yeah, the trample line had stronger legs, right? The flyer line was win now or it all falls apart. Okay, keeping this. Looks like we get turn 4 elemental, probably off a mutt over a gift. Thanks, RealZug. I try to talk it out, own what I don't frickin' know, and drop the knowledge where I do. Sure. Robust. Depends on what you mean by robust, I guess, Gecko. I think what I hear Steven saying was that if the plan failed to win immediately, the trample plan could go deeper into the game successfully. That's what I heard, but looks like maybe we were getting there on both of them regardless. That's a fair point, Gecko. If we're talking about the robustness being a factor of what removal they had available, then you could say that removal for flyer is just as bad as removal for elemental, for the, you know, the green-red elemental. Anyway, let's see. We got Reef, which changes our plan, of course. So we can go... We do this carefully, right? We get Gift and Reefed here. I guess it doesn't even need to be careful. Scuttlemutt bails us out for whatever else we need. Blue-white is not very good at killing Risen Reefs. Well, mountains are. Ooh, we got ourselves a Mythic. What does this one even do? Flying 3/3, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a flyer. All right, well, that's a little rough. Let's see what we can do against that. I'm going to hold... No, I'm going to play the Forest. We don't need red right now. I suppose we can wait on that. Let's start with Lynx pinning down the flyer. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we can elemental after that. Boy, can we elemental after that. Nice. I was going to get that with summons. Instead, we just have it. All right. All right, Mountain. You have a turn to deal with that reef, or it's going to get rough for you over there. Yeah, I think having thought it all the way through, I'm not even going to take it to the Masters like Ben or Luis. I think it was just correct to go for the flyer plan. Because they were both vulnerable to removal. Both plans were vulnerable to removal, and the flyer plan was less vulnerable to removal. So I think it was just correct to go all in on links and flyers. Let's see. Do we just want to... Let's mutt for the red. Do it this way. Bone to Ash. Yeah, here we are again at possible Bone to Ash, I suppose. Do you want to give him Leafkin Druid first? Let's tease with Leafkin. That's fair. That's kind of what I didn't do last time this was possible. Well, they paused. One, two, three, four, five, six. Let's try this one. I'm gonna keep baiting. I don't like all that open mana. Yeah, summons was another option. Well, yeah, maybe they have removal. Let's find out. Maybe they have the... I'm fine for putting the air elemental at risk, though. We have a lot of backup plan here. Yeah, if it was instant speed removal, that's a good point. I don't know why they'd let us untap. I mean, Reef would be dead if they had reach out removal. What I'm thinking could happen is they untap and play the destroy tapped creature, gain life for flyers, because obviously that's going to be good for them. And also, we just have to remember that, yeah, that this could just be a trick to get more tokens out. Looks like we'll get maybe the Cerulean Drake. Oh no, it reduces it completely. And again, I was kind of fine to just do that and suss out their hand and see what they're up to. Right, that's why I was really... I'm fine with being super conservative about not getting this countered and super liberal about letting them just wreck the air elemental. Because they used up a lot of their plan to wreck the air elemental and hopefully Scorcher into summoning for more Scorching is just GG. But we got to survive. They obviously have a lot of red, so they could find something to kill our reef at any moment now. With the double red, makes me think I'm not even sure what they're splashing anymore. So, wow, they got some card quality over there. Had to go wide around all that.
The wind whispers.
Suddenly, I can see us losing, even if we cast Scorcher. But this should be good. This is gonna be a crowded board, folks. But with all their flyers, we might just lose to that. I mean, that's a big problem here. Yeah, it's true. They maybe just got unlucky and drew their red splash. We've certainly done that. Yeah, we're getting a little bit out-bombed, but let's see if we can spin that around here. So, next turn, Elemental probably coming. Alright, well. Natural red. Do it like this. Oh yeah, I should have given it haste. I was just excited to... I wanted to do this... I say excited, but I wanted to do this first because it gives us so much information about the draw, but a little sloppy to not consider whether we want to give our elemental haste. I don't necessarily think we do, but I should have at least thought about it. And... Chandra doesn't quite help us enough on this board. I'm going to play the elemental. Like, the other thing about giving Boreal Elemental haste is we needed to block all these flyers. But we can swing out. Do we want to? I mean, I don't think we can. We can't just... Like, what are we doing to attack Moo? Like, we're just throwing away too much to do that. I think we have, sleep... Yeah, we can't do it. Trample with Chandra maybe gets there next turn, but obviously we can't do that now. Yeah, let's try next turn, getting there next turn. Well, if we start using Chandra to pump our elementals, then it gets a lot better.
Beauty in the ordinary.
Yeah, we'll do some, let's see, we'll do some math here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. We have 27 trample with Chandra. Minus their 14 toughness is 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. They would take 13. But then, yeah, if we shared summons, that gets even better, right? Oh, look, we don't have to. We just have it. We just have it. So, we go Blazer, get other Scorcher, and win? Or can we do it all? Let's see. 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We can do these. We can do this and this, and a paralysis. Oh, I didn't count. There's 2 extra from Leafkin. Sorry, yes. Oh, no, I think I did. I think I did count. Maybe there's 2 extra damage. I think, and then with the Trailblazer getting an extra, I think we just do it. Yeah, Paralyze plus Chandra plus Blazer is like... Oh, no! Now you have Bone? Don't ash me, bro. Oh. 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 Oh, that's harsh. Oh, that's harsh. Wow. Okay. Scorcher and Brawler. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We want summons now. Don't worry, we got... And Scorcher... Brawler... Gotta do something. And then 1, 2, 3. Then we go Brawler. And now we pass again. They need to disrupt us again next turn, or... Yeah, well, I thought this turn was lethal until Bone to Ash, so let's not count our chickens here.
The sky is my domain.
For those of you asking, why didn't you do X, Y, or Z? I got no hourglasses and the things, the clock is counting down. At some point, you got to blunder into suboptimal to not have really, really suboptimal. And Oppo tapping that is kind of weird. Brawler is where it's at for them. I'm not sure why they did that. But let's see what they want to do. They're going to get aggro themselves. No, Drake does not block trample. Okay, do we have it all with that land? We go 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, but we don't get 13 to 15, but 13 gets us 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we get these all without it. So we go... Yeah, I don't think we need to sleep. We're just going to add Boreal to the mix. Nice. Does that change anything? I mean, it could, but actually it doesn't. I still think we're on this plan. Convolute could be a thing. We can still pay for it. What is happening to me? Are you serious with that? I'm gonna do this. Running out of time, gotta do something. We desperately need our buddy, the library shuffler. I think we definitely attack Brawler. Okay, let's back. Sorry, hold on. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 plus the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 15 plus 13 for 20 something trample, 28 trample. And they have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 toughness. I don't think we can attack. Not there yet. Brawler just gets some damage in and trades for like a single thing. I think we have to play this stuff out. Yeah.
Call your temper.
I still think it's better to wait until we have Paralysis Outrage. And they might come at us to get rid of the Reef, but the Reef is already... You've done your job, Reefy buddy. Thank you. And them going down a blocker is just great for us, especially a big toughness blocker like that. We're definitely attacking next turn now. I'm gonna take out this. Ooh. Yeah, alright, so I'm gonna go Paralysis. Stop doing it that way, auto tap. Yeah, we could outrage the 3/3. I suppose that would have been correct. I'm just trying to... It almost doesn't matter. Like, we're just trying to get rid of as much as we can. I'm gonna... We have the trample, so I'm gonna outrage after block. And we have... Yeah, extra damage off of this. This doesn't do anything, though. I don't think we... oh, no, we still have Outrage. We have the... we have this. Scuttle's not Trample. Here we go. I think Outrage is going to be sneaky, getting us some extra 4 trample damage through. It's not Fog, but it's pretty good. That saves 5 of our damage, because they make a 1/1 and reduce our power by 4. Oh man, if they don't know how trample and protection works, we might just win right here. Sorry, Oppo. If you don't know, I'm about to teach you a very harsh lesson. No, it never did, but it's never been intuitive, which is maybe a reason not to have protection. As a mechanic in your core set, Watsy. I'm sorry, Oppo. Shin, this has been a great game, and you're getting worked over because WotC decided to reprint a mechanic that is inscrutable and is about to completely F you over. I'm really sorry. I'm truly sorry, Shin. Okay, now where are we going to throw this outrage? Maybe they're just dead, but let's play this correctly. This thing... Let's save... Oh, we can't even save... Yeah, we can save the elemental. Lynx... Yeah, I guess Lynx is blocking something with trample. Doesn't really matter. I think we just have this, but... We can save the elemental with the outrage. But do we need to save? Are we just winning here? Yeah, Lynx does more damage. I'm going to do the Lynx. It does a little more damage. So the way they think this is going to work is that it prevents 15 of the damage. The way that it actually works is it prevents 1 of the damage. War Mungander, you may be right about super old school rules. I've completely lost touch with some of the way old rules, but wow. Pro Red doesn't even reduce the 1 toughness from the Drake, question mark? It does. That Drake absorbed 1 point of the trample damage. So after really quite a wild ride, we win off of Oppo not knowing protection from rules. Well done, Wizards. Well done. I know. It was a good one, too. They used that rare counterspell, and... Hi-ya. Absolutely knowing the rules is part of being a good nuts and bolts spike, but not setting up your players for really disappointing game experiences is part of being a game designer, and I don't know why they have set people up for that. We're going to keep this. Got our Reef, we got a Reclaimer to help us find red. Found red. Maybe we had it anyway. Still sad that they didn't get to block the way they wanted to. I mean, they put the only way that they gained some life out of that is if they could have moved something that was blocking elsewhere to absorb more damage, and I don't necessarily think that was what was going on. Yeah, not linking the Brawler was a huge punt. Although then we play our other Brawler, untap, and kind of do it 1 turn later. So I think we kind of got there. Oh, I was a little distracted. Absolutely should have fetched a land there. Well, we'll find out if they have removal. Outrage the Reef. I like that we have paralysis for the aura'd up Inquisitor. I like punishing auras that way. Don't necessarily need to do it yet, though. If we Paradise, we can Shaman, but I like just brawling while we have synergies. No counting on this reef sticking around, so I want to... we played a land this turn, right? Did we? Doesn't matter if we... actually, it does. Okay. Thank you. We're going to attack with the Reclaimer, but not the Reef. I don't even want to tap the Reef against white. White's got kill tap creature stuff that I'm fine with Reef, treating Reef like an enchantment that they can have the ability to damage. Trailblazer, obviously great. We'll start with it over the Brawler, because we might find the... we might draw into Scampering, which would be a better play than Brawler here. No Scampering now, but looks like we will get there. Do I need to cast Brawler now? I do if I want to get extra damage out of that. Maybe we go Paralysis on Inquisitor. It's making me start wanting to attack with the Reef, which is scary. I think we... Does this have the Untap clause? No, that's another one. I'm actually going to Paralyze. I'm going to Paralyze and get in. I feel like they have some trick too, and what I'm really worried is that we're going to give up our Reef. I'm so paranoid about losing the Reef, I'm not going to attack with it here. Maybe that's over paranoia, but one of the aerial, I forget what it's called, 2 and a white sorcery, destroy target tap creature, gain life for 1 for the flyers you control. Like, I don't even want to expose Reef to that possibility. Aerial Assault, thank you. Well, this is tough to beat if they can start activating, but we get their life low here. Threatening activation almost gets there. This gets to be a 5/5 right now. And we have 1, 2, we have 6, so we spend 3 and we end up with 4. So we go Paradise Brawler, and then they become really nice. Next turn we cast Air Elemental and they get very huge. And so I like that. We're going to gift into Brawler. And now they've got a powerful creature, but if they want it to be powerful against us, they need to leave the 6 up. And I think we can win around the Life Chanter by forcing them to have so much mana up to make use of it. No, I didn't. Oh, wow, even better. Wow, coming up Millhouse. I didn't like an attack there. It was just throwing away a creature into the Life Chanter. Didn't. Maybe I missed it. I didn't want to trade the Brawler, so maybe I should have. I don't know. I lucked out and got here. That could have been a punt. If you all think so, it probably was. But we certainly got bailed out here. I'm gonna save it. Fortunately, our deck is so good it can overcome my mistakes. I kind of feel like we can attack with the Reef now, given this situation. Yeah, they're just dead. Sorry, I'm overthinking it. I'm just feeling like, oh, they might have something. I still got to play around everything. Wow, maybe I'm just still kind of reeling from the game before this one, but glad our deck was powerful enough to overcome my suboptimal decisions. Yeah, settle. I was playing around settle. It all made perfect sense. All right. We're stomping. Despite my best efforts not to. It's funny, you're right, Reset Press. I'm always surprised when I see it. I'm like, well, it could be settle. Who plays settle? All right, I'll try. Oh, it's settle. Wow, nice. Coming up, all us. It's like we're a blue-green deck. Sometimes your greedy mana bases. I still don't think ours is particularly greedy, but work out. Padre Doom, there's a full article you can check on my CFB page here. But basically, anybody who completes all of their quests and wins 15 times a week will find great value in the pass. And even if you don't do that, you'll probably find positive EV value. It's just that if, like, I think for most people, it's a fine... Really? Okay. It's a fine place to be. Got all of our land. We are against red. They probably have some stuff, but you gotta go for your Risen Reef. Not much else to do besides at least get this value out of it, and then try and get more value out of it. Here we can go gift into links. I like that a lot. We can try. They might have a convolute. Should we attack with the reef? I mean, they have no blockers. I'm kidding. We're not attacking our reef into the ley line of anticipation. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 is not 9, so we can't go shared summons into super sweetness. We could go into, which is, by the way, Scorcher, but we can do the shared summons and actually get the creeper. Yeah, let's do that. And looks like they're leaving us creeper mana, and we'll see if they have convolute over there. It's hard not to get Scampering Scorcher and Creeper. They're just, what a duo. I mean, they're both... That's crazy. Yeah, we're going to win next turn, I think. Not going to attack with anything because we're going to try and win next turn. Let's see if Chandra makes it out.
Opportunities to get lost.
Now convolute? No. All right, I don't see how they beat this.
want to hug all those fire critters.
Definitely these. We may even be just send it all point, but Trailblazer gets so good when you've got the mana, and Reef is still so good for us that I think we just send in these. I mean, we could have just forced blocks. Am I being stupid to not just go all in here? Is that a punt to not just attack with these at this point? But see, I figure that's what they're doing. Like, they got to make blocks here as well, and then we just get... It's so good for us next turn. It's so far... I'm so far ahead it's fine to stay back, or I'm so far ahead I should have moved in. Yeah, I think Dan is getting to the point of why I brought that up of, like, did I just punt there? Because they're so stuck on land, it may be silly to be
Not cool.
pussyfooting around on just getting in there. And now with 12, we go up and we just win, though. So it's ultimately fine, but I think we could have won faster, better. I don't know. I don't know what was the 98 versus 97 or whatever. Yeah, you could flash that in, right? Hey, do you remember when we lost? Seems so long ago. All right, this is a little ugly, but we're going to keep this too. We've got a million green sources, and any amount of land gets us to some action here. And our opponent's going first, which I like in this case because we get extra draws. Yeah, maybe I was sandbagging with 3.5. You could call this more of a 4. It's got... Well, we've been really lucky. We've drawn our Reef a lot. We've drawn our Reef a lot. All right, I liked our keep, but we're now up against the third time's the charm trying to find a land. Woof. All right. Still like the keep, just getting a little unlucky here. Gotta take some risks. Let's see, green sources, 9, 10 if you count Scuttlemutt. We have 8 forests and an evolving wilds.
Ready? I'm ready. Let's do this.
All right, well, I went and made the mistake of speaking about losing, and now we're going to. I'm just going to get rid of our biggest thing, I think. Let's see, if we win this game, what will be important to still have? Actually, the Flyers may be more important than the Thicket Crasher if we end up winning this game. So I'm going to get rid of the Thicket Crasher. Okay, there's the E-Wilds. If we win this game, it's gonna because we get really lucky with everything we need. I'm playing as though it goes perfectly from here. In the world where it goes perfectly from here, we want the air elemental mana, but because we have other things to do on 4 as well. Although, you know, Thicket Crasher trading with a brawler is fine. So, yeah, maybe we could have given up one of the like the elemental instead. I don't know. Arotan's abusing Portal. That sounds great. Love it.
What's her name?
All right, pretty rough. Now I certainly wish I had. I mean, if we if we had the one card I'd pitched, we'd be casting it right now. So that's funny. We can get Druid and Trailblazer. Kind of forces them to Chandra the Trailblazer if we do that. Scorch puts out a lot of blockers, but if we're just chumping with Scorch tokens, that's not getting there for us. I either think we want Brawler. Actually, I'm gonna Druid and Trailblazer. It's not a great line. I think we're just kind of dead. We're too far behind here. We stumbled too much. But at least distracting Chandra and making him take out the Trailblazer and giving us extra mana for next turn might give us some sort of out. Yeah, Brood. We kept a 2-lander and had to discard and stuff, so I don't think Druid and Pass is right. I think that's fine. I think we did exactly what we expected there, is just distract Chandra. It's hard to see how we get anywhere without at least making them use some of their resources. I mean, we had to take 9 here. I think we're just dead, but we want to give ourselves one more turn here. Yeah, we're toast. Paralysis gives us the chance to... No, then they just minus there and we lose. We need to paralyze here. No, that doesn't do it. We could, I guess, yeah, I'm done. There's no line here. Scorcher is a line to survive for 1 turn and then die, right? I mean, there's no line that and even that's not, because we Scorch and then they attack for 3 in the air with the flyer and Chandra to the face. So even that wasn't survival. I think we were literally dead every which way. All right, well, make it tight. One last game for 7 wins or not. Let's do this. Yeah, Rare Chandra's a bit tricky, but she usually gets there too. But I think Mythic, it goes Mythic, Uncommon, Rare in terms of what I like in that run. Oh yeah, we can keep this. Great, we get 2, 3, 4. How about that? Argument for holding Trailblazer to trigger Reef, but I'm going to curve here. We'll definitely play Reef before one of these, though. Although I suppose, given that, maybe I should have just waited. Yeah, I take it back. Should have just waited. Because we keep this in hand, then we go Gift on 3, and then on 5 we get Reef into Trailblazer. That would have been sweet. Worth the card, I think. And of course, all of my plans here involve drawing 1 more land before turn 4, but hasn't happened yet. I could have done that before or after combat. It doesn't really matter. They're either blocking with a skeleton or they're not. Yeah, Bo is a real problem for at least keeping the Reef alive. Had to decide how we want to deploy the Reef given the imminent death to the Bo that it would suffer. Oh, interesting. Are you going I guess it just had to hit something. Like there's 1 damage from black. Yeah, Disfigure would have done it anyway. So, yeah, I'm going to go with just Elemental and Beats here, and what we'll try to do is maybe get Shared Summons such that we can go Reef into Scorcher before Reef dies and get serious value out of it. And in the meantime, just try to put large stuff and make them have Murder. And same thing. Keep going. We're gonna try and protect our... They might, like, make us discard or something. Where did what come from? Well, I certainly don't mind holding it for those 2 turns because we're actually just making better progress here. Yeah, we can do that too. But I certainly like building our board with flyers. Like, you know, I have no problem with our last 2 turns of just dumping 7 power into the air. I mean, they were threatening lethal, and they clearly don't have Murder. Like, yeah, at this point, we're just going to Shared Summons and... Right, the Reef doesn't really matter much. Yeah, they... easy peasy. Just cast your flyers starting on turn 4 and win. Boring. That's not how this deck is supposed to win. All right, 3.5, maybe low par for a good Elementals deck, with which this turned out to be. Got a Mythic out of it, nice. Go open some packs here together. Nice! That was fun! Wow! Some classic punting going on throughout the event, but nothing embarrassing. I've had some embarrassing punts. I don't think there was anything embarrassing there, just Magic being hard and having to come up with lines before you can... before the rope lets you feel comfortable about it, you know? Got some packs. Note that on free-to-play, we're pushing our gems back up. By spending only gold right now, our gems are just going all in the right direction, so that's nice. We can do a rare check. I'm going to say goodbye to Facebook. I said goodbye to Facebook. I'm going to say goodbye to YouTube viewers. See ya. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you at the next event.